Hi there, Val from Favro here. In this video, I will walk you through the problems that come with personal boards, the advantages of team boards, and a few best practices when working with teams, such as working independently, pulling work instead of pushing, keeping track of cycle times, board workflow, and archiving cards. So let's get into it. Something that we see a lot of new Favro users doing is that they build up their collections with personal boards, just the way that you see here. There's a backlog on this side and there's one board per member on this other side. This is a problem because it is very difficult to overview the entire collection all at once. There is a lack of visual clarity when it comes to tracking the team progress, and this is only with 6 members. Imagine if you had 20 of them. In this type of setup, collection owners can only plan for a single person's capacity instead of the entire team, which isn't very helpful. And also, apps and integrations like work in progress limits, cycle times, burn down charts, they don't really make sense with personal boards. They're meant to be used with team boards. So the solution to this problem is what we see in this collection. This is the same backlog that we had in the other one, but all of the team members' separate boards have been merged into one team board. In this type of collection, it's very easy to overview the entire work in progress all at once. At a glance, you can see what needs to get done, what is being done, and who's working on it. You can also plan for team capacity, you can identify bottlenecks, and by using one board per team, each team member is empowered to control the way they work. As long as you keep your backlog prioritized, each team member will always know what needs to get done next. In this example, let's say that I am done with this card, and I want it to get reviewed, and it's time for me to get started on a new card. So I look at the backlog, pick one card that's near the top or the next one down, pull it into the leftmost column of the team board, and assign it to myself. This way, everyone knows that I am the one who's working on it. You should only ever pull work instead of push. Let me show you what I mean by this using these 2 columns as an example. The team member who is in charge of reviewing work could get overwhelmed and become a bottleneck if the rest of the team just kept pushing their cards into this column without stopping. Instead of this, it's best to have the member who is in charge of reviewing pull work from the ready to review column into the review column up to their capacity. If they can only review up to 2 cards at a time, then add a work in progress limit of 2 to the review column. Implement this as much as you can in your projects, and your team's work will naturally start flowing effortlessly. Now, one of the most important things to pay attention to is cycle times. As you can see here, each card has a cycle time on it, and this shows you how much time a card has spent in that particular column. You want to make sure to keep these cycle times as short as possible. If you have cycle times that are too high, then that is something that should be investigated. Maybe there's something in the process that can be improved to reduce cycle times and keep work flowing. So cards move from left to right on a board, where each column is a representation of one step of the process, with your rightmost column being your done column, where you put your cards once they're finished. A common question that we get a lot is what to do when your done column starts to fill up with cards. Let's speed up this process a bit so I can show you. Now that everyone is done their work, this column is starting to get a bit too long. The best practice that we recommend is to, on a regular basis, archive all of your done cards. You can do so by going into the title of the column and selecting Archive All Cards. This is a way of signaling to the entire team that a card is truly done, and it helps keep your board looking clean. Also, once your cards are done in all processes, they should be archived from the backlog as well. If you don't want to do them one by one, you can multiple select them and then find the archive button in the top right corner. And that's it! I hope this tutorial gave you the answers that you were looking for and that it helps you make your work flow. If you still need further help, you can always click on this bubble in the corner and check out our help center, or send us a message in our live chat. We can answer any questions there. Thanks for watching and best of luck with your work!